Hello everybody and welcome to round number, let me turn the sound down, number 10 of the, oh dear. Sorry about that guys, round number 10 of the SLR A1 Championship, as we've already got a retirement, and that is Craig Slater bottling it, or Craggleton on this. Before he even starts up, we're going to go on board with Dusty. I think he's one of the first people to get his lap above. We've just had a pretty much crazy T1 race. Not quite the numbers we're expecting or wanting, but for a P3 to win, hopefully we can have similar drama here today. As I'm in game chat, we better change that. Yeah, it should be a great race. That's better. As Zero's is also retired, so we've already got two cars out before we've even started. And here goes Dusty, and it's a 19.6 to start off. Obviously, he did the T2 pole yesterday of a 19 flat, so there's a lot more time in there from him. Josine is, oh dear, spinning. He's in the gravel. Ascari. Oh God, I think that was a Keel who just about got away with that. With a bit of his lag there, as per usual. He's got a 5 second. He's got a 5 place grid penalty for that. As NSX Unseen, new to the league this week, 19.8 for him, 2 tenths behind Dusty so far this session. With a kill of 23, not surprising. He had Josine spinning round. Barry gets a competitive lap time. He'll be hoping to do a bit better. Elmo with a 20.2. Is anybody else? Montana's in the pits at the minute. Alfred Jensen's starting his lap. Obviously, there's a few guys in here that raced in Tier 2 yesterday, like Alfie and Dusty, who's currently provisional pole, but we're only really early on in the session. Mockymix, I think, is coming straight into the pits. He did this yesterday, actually. We'll see the tyres situation. So, Berra's on the soft, so that's probably why he's not doing too great so far. Got 7 viewers. Hello, everybody. You can use the chat, it's there. So we can get something going. Any predictions for the race? Be it race winner or bottle job. Any will do. As Unseen's coming to the end of his lap, he's down on his time though. And I can't even have a look at this. Look, well done, Codemasters. Elmo's on a slow lap. Cavillion, who's gone P4 there. 20.3, but he nearly bins it there, so he has to be careful. Morgan, I think that was formerly T3 champion. Not last season, I think it was the season before. Season 2, I believe. With Berra now starting his lap, as he's done a 20.6 on them soft tyres, interestingly enough, to go P6. So far we've got quite a lot of drivers here today. Grand total of 17, so we should get a good race. My favourite man, my loud favourites, as league owner, Packy G. He'll always be my favourite driver. Obviously, finish. Never won a race. I don't think he's ever had a podium before, but he still carries on racing, and I'm presuming he loves doing it. I don't think he's ever actually improved, but I love Packy G. As the AJ's actually improved. And why can't I go up? This is a disaster. AJ did improve to a 19.6, only just behind Dusty, and I think Alfie did a 19.6 yesterday, or 19.5, something along those lines anyway. Unseen P3 at the minute, he'll be happy with that. Montana is on track. Where is he on track? Is he on a lap? Judging by the fact he's used quite a lot of his deployment there, he might be on a lap. He's pushing, and we'll see what time he can do. He's done a very fast time trial time, so he's pretty lightning. And I don't know what the T1 pole time was, so I can't compare in any way, shape or form. As Montana comes around the final corner now and then comes across the line, and what time will it be? It's going to be a 19.3, and that's going to be a provisional pole for Montana. I'm presuming there'll be a bit more in it from him. Obviously the T2 pole has not been beaten yet, so presuming there will be a bit more in it as MUFC boss, that's one way to take that corner, has gone P8 with a 20.9 on them softs. Muggen is a bit further back as well. Mocking Weeks is the only guy not to set a lap except for Josin as well. He's come across line to start a lap. And apparently he's 5 seconds up is Montana. I'd be a bit concerned if he was 5 seconds up, to be honest. It'd be the fastest pole time of all time at Monza, I suppose. A 14.3 would be pretty impressive. And now it's saying he's 3.9 seconds up. I mean, this game can't get him more broken, I'm pretty sure. But he's coming to the end of his lap. I think Dusty's on his lap as well. In fact, he's going to pit because he's in not very high, what's the word, ERS usage. There's Dusty now coming into this Sky Chicane, and he's going to be on a lap, and we'll see what time he can produce in his McLaren. Will he be able to challenge Montana at the top of the score board, or the leaderboard, should I say, into the final corner? And he comes across the line, and it's provisional pole by 0.03 of a second so far, as Unseen is on the lap here. Another NSX guy to join the lead. Obviously Berra was here before he was in NSX. Obviously Montana just joined them, I presumed, and Unseen has joined them as well. Been with him, and I don't know who he is, but here he comes to come across the line now. And will he be able to improve on his 0.8? I wonder. And it's going to be a 19.7, so he does improve, but not by enough to get anywhere near pole position. Elmo's on the softs, interesting enough. As no one else has really improved. We're all in the 20s and 21s at the minute. Cavillions on a lap. But obviously they're only just starting. Oh god, and there's Alfie Jensen facing the wrong way. And he's trying to get out of the way of Berra there. Who's on his flying lap on the first super soft run he is doing now. So he'll be hoping to join the front lot on in the 19s. That's low 19s now. Will Berra, former T2 champion last season, and was going to carry on racing into T2, but unfortunately that couldn't last. As he comes around the Parabolica now, will he be the man in the Ferrari, who I've already got one car out of the session? Will he be the man to be able to challenge that pole position time of Dusty's as it now comes across the line, and it's going to be a 99, so in the 19s, but only just. They'll be hoping to do a little bit better, I reckon. And there's quite a few guys on this track at the minute they'll be hoping to do slightly better than they have at the minute. Cavillion will probably be one of them. I think he's starting a lap though rather than ending one. I'd be very surprised if he hadn't used any ERS to start the lap. As he, oh my god, that's a weird pit entry. I keep getting a glitch where I can't go up. As Montana's going for another lap. Obviously not on pole so far. Been knocked off by Dusty, but only just. As we've got an incident in Sector 3, I wonder who that could be. But there's quite a few guys still on the mediums. That real wheelman is out there on the mediums for some reason. Why? Oh, and there goes AJ again. And there's a car coming, I reckon. He's trying to get out of the way. And good lad. That's 2 spins he's had now. Obviously, I think Alfie's running no assists at this point. as well. With Montana now coming to the end of the lap. And will he be the man to challenge Dusty for that pole position? Will he be able to improve it? He's got a little bit of slipstream there as well from the Ferrari of Berra. And he's towed him along to a 19 flat, and that's what Dusty did yesterday. So it's all up to you now, Dusty. Can you challenge for that pole time? Is he going to go again? He is. He's starting his first attempt here of his new lap. Of his new stint, should I say. I think this is his third attempt. As Alfie comes across the line, but obviously there's absolutely no way on them. And I'm quite surprised they didn't pit, to be honest. Everyone else really is quite in the pits at the minute. We've got MEFC losing the back end. Muggin coming around the final corner now. Will he be able to challenge anywhere near? And it doesn't look like it's going to be 21-0. So no. In fact, no. Yes, it was. So he did improve, but not enough to do anything. As we've got now MEFC coming to the end of his lap. Obviously, was a commentator Lewis, but he's racing in A1 this season. Hasn't got time for the commentating. Will he be able to get anywhere near pole position? No, only 20.3, which gets him on the same position, same time as Cavillion as well. Interestingly enough, as AJ's gone for another lap. He's coming to the pits, and Dusty, will he come into the pits or will he finish his lap? Is he improving? He isn't improving enough for his liking anyway. He's come straight into the pits. Elmo's come out of the pits. Cavillion as well. On the subsoft. There's somebody speed through to him, wasn't there? Was it MFC or was it? No, I don't know who it was. Could have been a kill. I just saw a flash of light in front of my screen. As currently Montana is in his usual spot of pole position by 0.3 of a second. Only 0.3, what to say. Obviously it's Monza, it's a lot tight, it's a lot shorter of a lap, so the times will be a lot closer naturally. And obviously most of the corners, most of the lappies are straight, so as MUFC is coming now to dive into the pit lane. Elmo, I think he's about to start a lap, I'm not 100% sure. There's Akil's up ahead of him. And he comes across the line now. I think he's coming to the end of a lap as Elmo. He did, and he does improve, but not enough to beat Berra. And he'll just have to have a slow down or just one more quick one, because he hasn't got that much left in the tank. Because we've got an incident in sector 1. I wonder who that could be. Not sure, but Dusty's come straight back out again. He's going for 2 runs. I think Montana's come out as well, and AJ. So the top 3 are all out. The top 4 are all out in the pits now. I'm on board with Cavillion, who's trying to improve on his time. And so Muggins out there. Mockymix is going out there. So hopefully we can get everybody out on track for one last dash to the line. As Cavillion's improving by 0.2 of a second, which won't do him anything actually. He needs more of the 0.4 to get that P5 rather than the P7. But he's on the same time as MEFC. We can count off slightly unlucky that he did that lap second, as he's 0.3 up now with Cavillion, and he's now nothing up because he's nearly binned it in the wall in Ascari. Very difficult corner to get right. Trust me, I've binned it there a few times in season 1 with Evo. We had a bit of an incident there. As he comes in the pits as Elmo. Unseen starting a lap, but they're all backing up. And we'll go on board with the person who probably is most likely to get pole position. It's going to be Dusty into turn 1, locks up the brakes slightly. Just tries to carry as much speed as he possibly can on exit. The less wheel spin, the better. As now we go for the Curb de Grande now, and heading towards turn 2. As we've got an incident in sector 2 and 3, I think that's just people backing up, to be honest. Nice and smooth through the corner. He runs a bit of gravel, but it might have been just a bit of spectator-like. It looks fairly clean so far. I don't know what the sector split will be. He's in the second sector now, so as he goes through the second Lesmo. And down now to the Scottish Cane. Basically, the second last corner. There's only two more corners on the track, and this is one of them. I still don't know where he is in terms of Montana's time, if he's improving that much. But it looks fairly clean for Ascari for Dusty there. He's going to get to the line before time runs out, so he'll get another lap and he's going to back off and go for another one. And same with Alfred Jensen, but will he get to the line? Alfie's not going to get to the line. He knows it. What are they doing? So, have they just given up on bowl? Just Dusty's retired, Unseen's retired, they're all retired. I mean, that is very anticlimactic. Very anticlimactic. No one wanted that pole position then. They all didn't want to go for that last one. Maybe they just realised they couldn't improve, or there's some rain or something. I'm not sure. Mucky Mix is retired as he went to P9. Well, I think he's been there pretty much all session, about 20.8. He knows he can do better than that. In fact, I think I can do better than that. MEFC's had to deal with a car that's crashed, so apparently Berra binned it in a sky. But I've just watched Dusty retire on a straight, as he could have done another lap. Here comes MEFC crossing the line. It's going to be 20.0, but it's invalidated over, as it'd probably have been P6 or something. But that was really weird. Unseen retired as well, and Alfie just didn't get to the line. It was just all a bit messy in the end, but it leads to another Montana pole. But it's not like Dusty couldn't get that pole, because he did a very similar time yesterday. But today, nothing, as Dusty is 2 tenths behind today, with Alfie P3 in his usual P3 pretty much. There's no Knuffle today. I've just realised, no Knuffle. Two guys crashed out, Zero and Craig. You didn't realise it? I mean, come on, guys. Unseen P4 on his debut ahead of Berra. 3 NSX cars in the top 5. Elmo P6, Cavillion P7, MUFC P8, and then Mucky Mix P9 and Muggin P10, and my man Packy G P11. And that rounds out the top 11 on the grid. It should be an interesting race. Slipstream fest for the whole thing. It's dry conditions, as you can see. I don't know if it's going to rain at any point. I'm not going to lie. As we're all now getting ready for the grid, as everyone's choosing their setup, so we're doing the formation lap as always. I'm just going to go nip and get a drink. I will be back. I've got a very bad sore throat for this one, so I'm back in a second. And I'm back. So we've got Montana on pole, Dusty P2. And that should lead to an interesting turn one. Obviously, Dusty got the jump last time, in the last race. So it should be interesting. Mockamates and Muggin have came together. I don't know if that's lag or just them messing about. I mean, I've messed about Palmerton. But it does affect the start now on this game. As we're coming to the end of this game now. And obviously, whoever wins this championship, probably Montana, will get the copy of the F119 game. Delivered to them. Good luck, everybody. And hopefully we can have a really good race here today at the Temple of Speed, what is Monza. Had so many great races down here, down the past. And this one could certainly be living up to that expectation, as it's going to be an absolute slipstream fest. With the lights ready to go out, and they are out. And we are away with Montana getting a fairly decent start. As you can see, there's a Ferrari running fairly wide as we got to round the outside goes Dusty. Will he be able to make it stick? Elmo's already got a corner cutting penalty. There's an incident further back between, who is it? It's Alfie and Unseen that have spanning the chicane. Oh, and there's the Sauber, not Sauber, the Force India Vakil, who's out of the race. MEFC's got a 5 seconds stop and go. Zeros is out of the race. But further forward, Berra's had a nice start. MEFC has had a bolter. I don't know quite what word that is, a belter of a start. I think that was the more I was looking for. We look at the tyre situation. Craig as well is already up into P8. What a legend. From the back of the grid. He'll be extra pleased with that. But further forward, we're starting to get that slipstream fest. We were expecting Montana at the front of it. I think they're pulling away though from Berra. They just seem to have a bit extra pace on them than the rest of the grid. So far, Packy G is in a battle now with Muggin going down into the Parabolica. The Renault goes to the inside, Packy G round the outside, and it looks like Packy G has managed to hold that position with Craig just in behind. Oh god, Muggin pits. He's got no front wing, that's why. Interesting. It looked like he had one a minute ago, as Alfie and Unseen will be trying to work their way through the field, and they've got the right track for it anyway. Going into turn 1 now, Craig just about gets his braking so right, but not for turn 2. The turning is nowhere, and Craig hits a bit of there of Alfie. He's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be losing a bit of grip all the time, as Packy G is already Unseen got a bit of a back end swap there, because Alfie's now ahead, and Packy G's holding up this bit of a train at the minute for P6, and what a start he's had. He's been nowhere this season, but P6 so far for him. With there's gaps forming already, with Berra already 1.2 behind Dusty, and there's a gap on the FC's pretty much on his own with Cavillion. But Dusty is trying to keep in striking range of Montana. That's the important thing. If you keep in DRS of this man, you've got a chance. But if you don't, especially around this track, then you're in trouble. That's his aim. Has got Elmo going past Popeye there for P11. And Unseen and Alfie and Craig all going into the Parabolica all together. Unseen just behind these two. And they'll be hoping for no contact into turn 1. And we'll go on board with Unseen as they head down now. As they go past 100, 210, 215 miles an hour, and they're going to make it 3 wide into turn 1, 2 Mercedes and a Red Bull, and it's usually the Red Bull that's the aggressor, but it looks like Craig is going to hang on for the position, with Alfie managing to get a little bit of a better exit on Unseen, as we've got no camera angles whatsoever. It looks like Alfie was on the grass there. I think that might have been spectator cam lag there. Got an incident in sector 1, I think that's Popeye and Josine further back. As Craig and Packy G come together, and Craig's got a horrible exit and he's in the wall. I don't think he's got any front wing damage. He just spanned the wheels up, and that allows Packy G just to keep ahead in P6 and keep his head above water. As you can see, Montana's pulled outside that DRS zone from Dusty, and that's allowing... No, it's not allowing anything really, but Unseen now on Packy G. That's going to be a move that's going to happen fairly shortly. But also AJ as well is on the back of Unseen as well. Obviously Craig made that a little bit of a mistake. It's not going to rule him out completely from this race, but here goes Unseen down the inside of Packy G. He's not taking any risks. He knows he's not as quick as the guys he's fighting, and AJ's probably going to be fairly swift to make that move. But will Unseen get the DRS? That's going to be the interesting thing here, and I don't think he has got any DRS, and this is going to allow AJ to make possibly a double overtake down into turn 1. He shows it down the inside, tries to make Unseen crap his pants slightly, but he doesn't do that, and Unseen mains in P6 after jumping Alfie and Craig as well. Up ahead, it looks like Cavilion's gone past MUFC. We didn't notice that one. For P4. Which means there's 2 Dutchmen now about to head into battle between the Berra and Cavilion. And yeah, they're definitely closing each other in. But the gaps are starting to form, and they're only small gaps, like 1 second. And it's really annoying. They're all not battling. Maybe some drama later on. There's an incident in sector 3 and it's Dusty. He's binned it out of the outside of Ascari, and that's him out, and then we've got the virtual safety car, and that's the drama they needed. And interestingly enough, that brings Unseen back into top 5. It's NSX 1, 2, and possibly 3 could happen here, as Dusty will be absolutely fuming with that mistake. And that's for Berra for P2. Cavilion onto the podium. He's going to go into the bits, and like an absolute numpty gets a 5-second stop and go. I mean, he didn't even stop, did he? He just thought, nah. I don't know what he was thinking. Packy G carries on. Now that could be crucial for Packy G's race as well. With them 2 getting 5-second stop and goes, he'll probably end up ahead of them. But them soft runners are going straight onto the mediums, and they're going to go straight to the end. And it'll be interesting to see what they can do. They're pitting. Well, obviously, they're going to lose not as much time under the virtual safety. If we have a look at the interview, the pit stop's about 22 seconds, to be honest. And Mockin's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. But the virtual safety car is in, and we are away. But the gaps are massive now. 10 seconds is between Unseen and Montana. There's only Berra, as AJ's actually already making the move on Unseen. We didn't see that one coming. I mean, Unseen definitely didn't see that one coming. He was unseen, and I don't think Berra saw it. Alfie saw him either. But he's passed, and that's him up into P3. Packy G just a little bit further back. Craig he's doing really well as Craig. He's picked the right tyres for the job, definitely. And in P6, and he's gained a total of, let's have a look. If I can ever get this right, it'd be lovely. He's getting 9 positions to be in that P6, so he's doing really, really well. And we'll look at some battles on track, and I think there's one further back. As MUFC is going to come under threat. He's coming to the pits, and he's going to be making a challenge on it, on these 2. He'll be hoping, but I can't help but thinking Cavilion and MUFC will be a little bit quicker, as we've got a battle with my horrible camera angles as Josie's retired from the session, and round the outside goes MUFC on Cavilion, and they're still going side by side as they head down now into the chicane, the second chicane. And going side by side, there's a little bit of contact between the 2, and it looks like MUFC's got the move. Obviously, MUFC on those soft tyres, and then Cavilion on the mediums, so the mediums will be slightly slower, but they will be able to get to the end of the race, where the softs will struggle to get to the end. It's fair to say. So the likes of, let's say, Craig was... Oh! God, I got a bit scared there with the Torosso sat there in the middle of the track. We've got Craig catching up to Packy G, who somehow found his way into P5. He's not usually top 5 pace, I can assure you, but he's doing rather well so far. I'm getting rather excited for him without having favourites. As Unseen is actually looking further forward. Alfie Jensen for the podium positions. As you can see, if I were behind, there's going to be an identical move as Unseen manages to get that position back, as Craig also gets past Packy G for P5, and that's him into that position. He'll be on the faster tyres at the end as well. Well, Craig, he can go straight to the supers at the end if he plays his cards right. AJ and Unseen are kind of been all together all race, whereas Montana's got away from the rest with Berra in behind. It's an NSX 1, 2 and 3. They'll be pleased as punch to have that result. But if Alfie Jensen has anything to say about it, I'm sure he will make it happen. As he goes now down to Ascari. Will he be brave enough to go down the inside into Ascari? He stuck his nose in. He looked up the brakes and he thought he was going to make contact. I'm pretty sure of that. But he gets away with it. And they remain the same. But these two are just slipstreaming each other at the minute. And it's allowing Craig to close in slightly on these two. As Alfie's doing an absolute drift on there. Oh, and he's lost it. And somehow doesn't hit a wall. What a save by Alfie Jensen as Craig coming down the straight now. He's closer to Alfie than Alfie is to Unseen. But what a save that was from Alfie. I mean, I was sure he was gone. I think he was sure he was gone as well, but he's just about kept it. And interestingly enough, Cavillion 10 seconds off of PG. These two were really the first of the stoppers. If you look at the interval to leader, 29 seconds, they're about 7 seconds off the leader. So these two were kind of in the third position actually, after pit stops. I think they'll be ahead of Unseen. So don't count these two out for the podium just yet. Alfie's obviously kind of bottled it, and it's allowed. I don't know where he's going there, but it's allowing the Merc of Craig to catch up to the back of him, and all this mess is allowing Pig G to stay in 6th place. I mean, he can't believe his luck really at this point in this race. Going down into the Parabolica, and it looks like Craig's just a bit too far back. I don't want to bring out my inner Crofty. As Cavillion actually got past MUFC again, interestingly enough, and there isn't much else happening outside the top 10. Real Wheelman's 23 seconds off of Elmo, and that says Alfie pits. And will he change his front wing? The answer is no. I know I couldn't actually see anything because the camera view was atrocious. I mean, I can't look. I'm in China, change it, and it's not letting me change it. But that's him down. He's actually behind MUFC and Cavillion, and they're the two I was speaking about who could possibly be on this podium between them. I think Cavillion's got a very good chance. Depends on the pace of the mediums. But he's doing a good job so far. Just keeping them going. And then people that pit under this, the virtual safety car are coming out to have a really good race. And probably helping them later on. And somehow Craig's in P4. I don't quite know how he knows. I don't think he knows how he's ended up in this position. Yeah, he's had a terrible season, Craig. We'll look at the standings for him. Craigleton. He's had 4 DNFs, and his highest position, he's finished 11th. He hasn't scored a point yet, as Craig, and now he finds himself in P4 in this race. So he'll be pretty pleased. And the likes of, let's say, Packy G, for example, his highest, he's finished, he's got a 6th place, but he's never been this high, I don't think. He hasn't been P5 yet, but obviously that's going to change with Cavillion and MUFC jumping everybody. They're just, them two are just chilling at the minute. But I'm sure MUFC will be liking to get past Cavillion, who's got a penalty. That's an interesting situation. Montana hasn't picked up a penalty, neither has Berra. Unseen has picked up 3 warnings, but hasn't got a penalty. Craig has only got 1 warning. Packy G has a pen. Cavillion has a stop-go. Obviously, remember, he's got a stop-go, so maybe MUFC knows this. But then MUFC's got a stop-go. So that's probably going to cost them quite a lot of time. I mean, I don't want to sit here counting penalties for everybody. We'll have a look later on in the race when it's probably more likely to matter. But fair play to everyone. We've still got 13 runners in this Grand Prix. It's Montana pits. Cavillion won't be anywhere near jumping him, just because he's just going for our Scary. Berra probably not as well. And Montana's already away. And he's going to go on the softs. That promotes Craig to the race lead. And we'll hope he doesn't have a nosebleed while he's there. As here comes Cavillion, he goes past Unseen. And there's Berra. And here comes Cavillion and MEFC. And I don't think MEFC is going to get Berra. Berra's going to be sandwiched between these two. And that is not what he wants. And look at him. He's made a mess of this. And here goes MEFC round the outside with the cold tyres of Berra. And Berra has had a nightmare, really. This is not what he wanted. He didn't want to be behind both of these two, who were going to the end. So he's got to overtake them to win, to get to the second place. Whereas Montana is in the perfect position, really. There's an incident and Craig's out. He has had a nosebleed. And I think it's in the Lesmos. It is. There he is in the wall. He just span it on the curb. And that is Craig out of this race. And he will be gutted. Absolutely gutted. Because he was having a fantastic race. Absolutely fantastic. I couldn't speak highly enough of that first stint until that point. But here he goes away with another DNF to his name. He'll be absolutely fuming as MEFC is looking at Berra. Actually, Berra's got past MEFC. I think he might have made a mistake somewhere down the line. But down into turn, the next straight, he'll have DRS. And Berra doesn't have DRS. Because Mocking Weeks has been put up to P9 now. But Berra's going ultra defensive, but MEFC is nowhere to be seen. Let's put it that way. MEFC's gone really late on the brakes. I thought we went too late for that for a second. And it might be worth him using first gear there, just to get a bit extra turning. I mean, this is me just being sceptical here. I mean, I'm not the driver. I'm just a commentator. As Berra now tries to catch up to Cavillion. And, oh, Jesus. That didn't look too clean from where I was sitting. I think he nearly shat himself, it's fair to say. Unseen is about 5-6 seconds back, and Alfie is actually, believe it or not, catching them. And these two will be slightly disappointed, especially where they qualify. They'll be hoping to be in this podium battle. But I'm expecting a message from Craig, crying his eyes out that he didn't get anything from that race. I'm not going to lie, I'd be crying as well. He's in a very good position to do something. So our viewers have kind of depleted. We've got 3. We did have 8. We had about 9 at one point, but we've kind of gone backwards on that. Maybe the race is just dying for them. But I think it's been a fairly exciting race. As here goes Berra on Cavillion. He goes around the outside. Cavillion's not going to give this one out without a fight. As you can see, he's squeezed him more than enough. And MEFC's could pick up the pieces. The only problem for Cavillion is he's on the medium tyres. And he's going to force Berra around the outside. Berra's not going to make that move. And Cavillion now has to switch to the inside, otherwise he's going to lose it. And it looks like he is going to lose it. So he's got the inside line. And although he locks up, he's got the position. He didn't put up a fight, to be honest. Really, in the second instance in the chicane. I don't know why he didn't go ultra aggressive, but that's hindsight, I suppose, as Alfie picks up a penalty. But Berra's probably in a different race anyway, because he's not got the stop and go that these two have. Yeah. So he's sort of in his own race with MEC and Cavillion, who've both got stop and goes. And that might be Unseen saving grace of this podium. These stop and go penalties. I don't know what Unseen's penalty situation is like. So if we count the penalties, Cavillion has 8 seconds. MEFC has 11. Unseen doesn't have any. So that kind of rules that. And Alfie only has the 1. So probably fall behind Alfie and Unseen, both of these two, if they're not careful. But here goes MFC and Pavilion again. They're not quite close enough. But the gaps are starting to make themselves quite big now. Further back, Package's P8. He'd be fairly sad about that. He was a little bit higher early on, so the Pavilions ran very wide there, and that's allowed MFC to make something of this. And it looks like he's gone straight back past. And he has. And I don't know if he can keep up with Barrow, but he might be able to keep up better than Pavilion on the mediums. And softs are kind of in their range, whereas the mediums aren't quite. The mediums will probably be the better tyre at the end of the race, but not quite right now. Because softs will go off. He's been on them 9 laps as MUFC, and they usually go around 15, probably 16. So that's another 6-7 laps. It's going to be touch and go if he gets to the end or not. They're going to be well out of the window when he gets there, though. And Unseen is catching Pavilion, so this will make for a nice battle later on, closer to the end of the race. And also, Alfie's also catching. There's not a lot further back. Real World Man's trying to catch Mocky Meeks for that 2 points. Oh dear. That was the best piece of commentary. Oh dear. As Pavilion bins it, and I had the best view of everybody there. That was horrible commentary. I went so silent, I went, oh dear. Oh dear, that was hilarious. As he's out the race, I'm sorry Pavilion, but that promotes Alfie to P5. Whew. To catch up with his best match. No, it doesn't promote Alfie to P5 at all. I'm lying. Oh, well, it does. It promotes Unseen to P4 as well. But he's catching MFC's saving grace of the NSX battle versus everybody else. At the minute, but Unseen will be hoping to catch him. AJ as well, possibly, but they're running out of laps slightly, but I think in the end they'll be struggling. As Real World Man's actually slipped out of the points, which is quite surprising. But he has actually pit, so he can make a battle with Mugan. The closest battle on track is, oh, MUFC's binned! On the exit of Ascari, there's another one. Pavilion last lap. MEFC this one. It's an NSX 123 and it's going to be fairly comfortable at this rate, with people just dying in protest. And NSX will be oh wow, they'll be in a very good mood, let's put it that way, dominating the podium in this one. With AJ, the only person really can challenge them, but he's not really catching, he's more dropping. But everybody know we have 10 runners, 7 retirees in this one. And that promotes lots of Real World Man to points. So he's going to make a move on Mugan here, and he does get that move, and that'll be P9 fairly shortly. Obviously, I don't think he knows too much about MEFC's retirement. He'll know he's retired, and then goes over there. Where's the rear wheel man gone? I think he drove off in protest. Knoxville Popeyes in P8, and has he got any points yet, Popeye? Yeah, he's got 8 points, so that'll be another 4. He'll be on 12, which is actually the same amount as Berra's got so far this season, but he's obviously a bit higher. The only real battle we've got now is between these two. Rear Wheelman and Muggin for the wooden spoon in this one. They'll just carry on for the points. I don't think Rear Wheelman's had a particularly successful season. No, he's got 6 points this season, so he'll be just happy to finish, I think. In fact, Rear Wheelman's a T2 driver, isn't he? Oh, I've just realised his racing was a spare. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to criticise too much. Because Mocky makes pits. He just has Popeye to go through. He's gone for the super soft, so he's going for the fastest lap challenge, really. Is Mocky makes. Make this race a bit more interesting. And he'll be hoping to get that P7 back. And he probably should do, to be honest. But Packy GP6 now. Joint best result if he finishes where he is. Obviously, sort of, if someone up there bins it, then that's the sky's the limit. Imagine if Montana binned it at this point. What drama that would be. He's coming to lap a car actually. Here comes Mocking Weeks. There's an incident in Sector 1. Do we know? Oh, it's Elmo pitting. So that will put Packy G into the point, into P5. And he will be pleased as punches there. Oh my god. That was a weird pit stop. That's one of the weirdest pit stops I've ever seen. No pit crew, just drive through the garage, stop, and then carry on driving through the garage. I mean, he's going on the supers as well, so he'll probably catch Packy G at some point, but we can dream. But outside of that, the best of the rest is AJ, which is fair enough, and then Packy G, it's just saying that's a bit wrong to me, but well done to him. I mean, fair play. In the end, if he does get that. But if AJ bins it, then P4, that's nosebleed territory. Like Craig, he got into P1 and then that was that. That was his moment. As Barra picks up his first penalty this race. And what's the penalty situation? Is it Unseen getting any penalty yet? No, not even a warning. Barra's got no one as well. So that kind of evens out. Mocky Meek's actually got Popeye's already been overtaken by Mocky Meek's, so that battle lasted about 2 minutes. Mocky Meek's is catching. Oh no, he's been lapped by Montana, not be catching Montana. He should keep up with Montana fairly easily in the super softs. I mean, Montana just set the fastest lap, but I expect Mocky Meek's to blitz it at some point. As we'll stay on board with him, as there's not a lot else going out on this track. And we'll see what Mocky Meeks can produce. Obviously no points in A1 for fastest lap, there's points in T1 for fastest lap. But that's because no one else, no, not even none of the admins knew that I was doing that, but yeah. as Elmo sets the fastest lap. There's a 21.9, and you can see this is really annoying for Montana. He doesn't want this Mockingbirds catching him sort of thing happening. I mean, he's gonna let Mockingbirds go surely. I mean, it's too quick. It's just too. He let Mockingbirds let him go because he wasn't sure, and then he sets fastest lap, and then goes back past him. I mean, this is not what Montana needs anyway. He doesn't want a car overtaking him. It's unheard of. But Mockingbirds goes through now to P7. Elmo is already caught up to Peggy G for P5, and this is a crucial battle. An absolute crucial battle as Peggy G goes to left hand side. He goes to defend, but I doubt he's got a lot to defend with as they go into a Scary, and Elmo's already passed. So that's the end of that. Peggy G gets a penalty as well. That's quite tragic. Has Elmo got any big penalties? He's got 2. Peggy G's got 1. Well, he's got 2 now. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate for him. Oh, my phone's dying. Oh. There goes AJ across the line at 24.2 that lap. Unseen is actually catching Barra, believe it or not. He's not going to get that P2 because of the penalties he's got, but he's catching. But there's no battles on track. I was expecting a little bit more from this race. It started well, but so many people binned it. You know, we've got a kill that incident on the first lap, which is crazy. Zero binned it. And then obviously Dusty in second binned it. Josie binned it. Craig was in the lead and binned it. Cavillion was on for a podium, then binned it. MFC was on for a podium, then binned it. And then we've left for what we've got. Which is unfortunate, because even Cavillion and MFC were together, and they'd probably been together all race. So we'd had something to commentate on. Let's say Unseen is catching Barra though. That's our hope. But it's not going to look likely. Elmo's already picked up 6 seconds on Peggy G. And I hope, well, I say I hope Mockingbirds don't catch him. But that's my favouritism coming there. Silent Peggy G. It was currently P13 in the championship. I also have to say Westham's not here this week. I think he dropped out because his PSN ran out. But I hope he can get it back at some point. Also interestingly to know, Alfie in the last 5 races has been on the podium, including last 3 have been 3rd places. But today will be a 4th place. So this is the first race since the first race of the season where he's took part and not being on the podium. And yet he's 78 points off of Montano's. Pretty much won every race he's took part in, except for 2. As Popeye picks up the penalty. Oh, interesting. AJ Pitts. I think he's realised there's a 29-second gap between him and Elmo, and he's going to go for a fastest lap. Sure. The fastest lap point. Well, it's not going to be a point, is it? There's actually no point in this. He just wants to drive faster. He realises he's not catching unseen, so it's fair enough. And he's not going to get overtaken by Elmo. And he's Williams. So AJ comes out P4. With unseen P3. Berra P2. Montana leading by a massive 21 seconds. He's just been extending and extending. I mean, what a man this guy's. I mean, look at the consistency in that. I mean, the start wasn't particularly consistent, but 22, 22, 22. On this stint, he hasn't been out of the 22s. He's only been out of the 22s on one lap. That's pretty frightening. Interesting enough, Mocking's pulled away from him. Oh, did he? No, he overtook him again. As Muggen is out, we are down to half runners. Pretty much. So we're left with 9. With Alfie P4. Going for the fastest lap. He's got 2 laps to do it. To beat, I think, Mocking Weeks' lap. And I think he's hoping that he's got it, to be honest. It's a 21.6 to aim for. Which isn't too far for his quali lap, to be fair. Maybe he's going on the last lap because he's saving his ERS as well. And actually Elmo's not a million miles behind, so he's got to speed up a little bit as Alfie. As I say that, Elmo nearly puts it in the wall. So that's probably the end of that. And he's backed off as well. I mean, what's he playing at really? But I don't think Elmo will catch him at last lap because he's going to go for a fastest lap. That's the problem with this. He's opened up all of his ERS and saved a bit of fuel. He's just going for the fastest lap, and he'll be hoping to get probably into the 20s. I guess it's slowed into turn 1, but runs very wide. So that's gonna hamper him. Because you know, this Montana won the race, and yeah, the familiar surroundings for him. As his Toro Rosso wins on Monza, pretty much similar scenes to what Vettel won in 2008. His first Grand Prix win in the Toro Rosso that day as well. As it's going to be a Ferrari on the podium with Berra, and actually unseen jump Berra. Unseen didn't get any stop and goes, did he? No, he didn't even get a penalty. Oh, so that's why. And it's going to be about 1.7 seconds Berra P3, but it's an NSX 1, 2 and 3 today. Alfie going for that fastest lap. We can go back on board. He's 7/10 clear, I think, of it as he's coming to the line now. And what time will it be? Oh no, he isn't. He hasn't got it. It's a 21.8. Mocking Weeks gets it with 21.6. Elmo P5, and that only leaves Packy G. And what a drive it has been from him. I mean, he was in P4 at some points in this race. Nosebleed territory. I mean, we've had Craig leading as well. I mean, we didn't see that one coming either. Let's get Packy G P6. Mocking Weeks P7 in the end. Popeye P8, and Rear Wheelman finishing dead last in P9. So the race kind of died out in the end, but it was fairly interesting at the start. Fairly interesting. But the same person, it's just another race and the same result for Montana. As I will see if he's claimed the championship. Another 25 points, so we'll. I think he might have. Yeah, he has. Montana claims the championship with 3 rounds to go. In such a small championship as well. So fair play to him. He's pretty much dominated, so yeah. No one else really stood a chance. Well done to the champion Montana. I've got to say he's pretty unbelievable as driving. The Swiss driver. And he's thoroughly deserved it, let's put it that way. Hopefully we can get some better competition next season. Hopefully with a bit of expansion of the assist leagues and things like this. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for the next race in and I will be here next week. It's at Brazil. So I'll see you guys next time. Good night.